Alright guys, welcome back to American Piddler. I'm your host Ezra. Today we discuss on how to actually tune your chainsaw. Stay tuned, I'll tell you a bunch of tricks. Tune a chainsaw. So if you're like me, you've probably got smaller saws. I've got this small Echo CS306. This is the first saw I ever bought. Then I bought the Husqvarna 455 Rancher. And then I've got the Stihl and I've got other saws at this point. But when I first started out, I was just a typical homeowner, didn't know what to get. So if you guys end up buying one of these saws, let me tell you some of the tools that you're going to have to tune it up, okay? These are Splined specialty wrenches or sockets, so to speak, screwdrivers, and a little flat screwdriver. You guys have to have these specialty tools to bypass the factory settings. Now, with that said, warning, if you go past your factory settings and blow your saw up, it's not my fault, it's not the factory's fault, it's your fault. So please know what you're doing. Now, let's get back to it. So, the goal here is to get the saw to run efficiently, okay? We don't want it too lean, because if it's too lean when you pull the trigger, it'll just starve itself out and die. If it's too rich, what happens when you pull the trigger, it'll load itself up, it'll flood itself and die. So you want to find a happy medium. Also, on the far end, when we get to tuning the high end of the saw, if you lean it out too much, yeah, it sounds like it's got more power and it sounds tougher, but it runs hotter and leaner like we said, but also it loses power in the cut itself, so that won't do you any good. So by the end of this, what we want is we want a saw that we can grab, pull the cord, start, and go to work. So that's the whole name of the game. All these tools, the specialty tools, okay, that you'll need. I also keep a filing guide because I'm not real good at hand filing. All of those tools will be in the links below, including Srenches. They'll be in a link below. If you guys use those links, it helps me out. It's my Amazon affiliate account, and I'd greatly appreciate that. So I'm going to move you up here to the workbench, and we're going to get started. We'll start you all the way in from if you just picked a saw up and you can't get it to run at all, to a saw that's running rough, and we'll go from there. So let's take a closer look at the Husqvarna 455 Rancher. Okay, you have an adjustment here. Okay, this will be your idle. And then you have another adjustment here and here. See how they're low and they're high? So I don't know if you can see in there or not, but I've taken the factory stops out and it looks like a normal screwdriver, and it is. But if we can get down in there, they're still splined. So what happens is you have to take one of these. See if we can get it to focus. See how that's splined? Okay, and that goes in and it pushes in, and then you make your adjustment. Okay, so Husqvarna has them. I know the Echo has them. Some of the Stihl, most of the homeowner saws you're gonna require these, and the dealer won't sell them to you. So again, I'll have a link for those below, and we'll start at idle, then we'll start at our low end, and we'll go high. That's how you do every saw. That's how I've done it forever. Whether it be a two-stroke saw or a two-stroke weed eater, all of those things. Let's turn it all the way in, okay? And it probably won't start. If it does, it's not going to run real well. And this is where you can start. I'll do it with all of them, okay? So we'll take the high. Okay, right now this saw, everything's cranked in, which is too much, okay? So, with everything cranked in, now we'll take and we'll back. Let me explain to you when I tell you a turn, okay? Imagine that this circle right here, see this circle, is a clock. So if top of the clock is 12, that's 0, At 3 o'clock, that's a quarter turn. At 6 o'clock, that's a half a turn. At 9 o'clock, where the L is at, that's 3/4 of a turn. And back to noon is 1. We're going to start 1 to 1 1/4 turns out on all the settings, every setting. So, let's do it together. Okay. This part of the tool is where we're at. So, see how it went that way? So that's a quarter. Now it's at half. Now it's at 3 o'clock, which is going the other way. So now we're at 1 full turn. We're going to go to the quarter. 1 1/4. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so quarter, half, 3/4, 1 1/4. Right? Okay, I hope that helps. Now, with the idle, we'll do the same thing. Okay, so I remember that was 1, so if my noon started there, right? 1 1/4. Now we'll see where we're at. See, it was still idling too fast. So, this is our idle screw, remember? So we're going to go out a whole nother turn. Come all the way back to 1. We'll start it. Close. So we'll back it off some more. See how that chain just barely crawls there? That's kind of what we're going for. So, now, once you get your idle set, you'll come to the low side, which is right here. Okay, see that L? That means the low. And we're going to adjust that out until we get that real crisp. When I pull this, the saw should go, whoa! Just climb all the way up real quick. As I press that, the saw should just snap. Then you'll have your low set. Then you go to your high side. And the high is where you set your RPMs. And I'll also have a link where you can get a Tach and put it on your saw, and you can make sure that you're at your limit. Every saw has different limits, their max RPM. Some are 12,000, 13, 15, whatever it is. So you can look that up for your saw, and you'll know where you're supposed to be at your idle and your top end, and you can use that tachometer to do that. So let's go ahead and get our low set. I'm going to start the saw again and use the wrench to adjust the low side. Just the low side. We got our idle where we want it. See, that doesn't sound bad there. I'm going to take it out another quarter turn. Go another quarter. Hear how good that sounds? All right. Now, this becomes the most important part of today's lesson, okay, of today's American Piddler show. We're going to go to the high end of the saw. You can blow your saw up, okay? You can adjust this carburetor enough and pull the trigger and blow it up. We're not trying to do that. We're going to take it to the limit. We'll hear it running, and then I'm going to back it off of that. Once I back off of that, somewhere in between being too rich where it loads up and falls on its face, and too lean where it's going to blow itself apart. Okay, once you get to that lean part, come back out of it. You'll be able to hear it. It'll be sing, it'll be real high pitched. You'll hear it. Okay, we're going to take it back down to where it's almost 4-stroking, and you can hear that in a saw. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it to the extreme, and then we're going to come back out of that. And right in there is where it should be. Then we're going to turn our saw off. Remember, my saw's warm now. And we're going to see if it starts. Flip the switch, pull the cord. Okay, should start half a pull, and we're pretty much there. This is a pretty good saw. I've had this Husqvarna Rancher for 8 years, and that's no exaggeration. and it's been a real good saw, but I also take care of it, and I'm giving you this video so that you can take care of yours. So really it's more of a video of what to do if you get a saw and you don't know how to start it. Just crank everything in and then work your way back out, and that will really help you to get the saw started. Alright guys, I got my saw mounted here on this vise, which is a great vise. You just want to make sure that nothing's hidden underneath it if you're going to do it the way I'm doing things in the shop. And I'll leave you a link for that vise also. I love this vise. It turns and twists, and it's just been a really good handy vise to have on the corner of the workbench here in the shop. Really just love it. Here is our high side tuning. You hear it at the top of it. I want you to hear that at the top where it's they call that 4-stroke in there. Okay, so I've taken it to the rich side of it by backing it out of it, and it won't make its full power. We'll come out of that, we'll go lean on this next run, and then we'll come back towards the rich side. And right there in the middle is where you want your saw. So we're going to come out of the richness where you should be able to hear it. I've turned it down pretty good here. And then, like I said, we'll go lean. Here we go. Now, did you hear it where we got it so lean it cut out? Okay, that's hard on your saw, but that's how we want our saw. Okay, we take it lean, I took it rich, and I put it in between. Now this saw should have good power in wood, and we may just take and test it. Alright guys, listen, I hope that helps. I hope that gets you from where, if you've just tuned up a saw, which maybe your chainsaw won't start. I left a video. I'll leave a link for that right here, I think is where that'll be. Check that out. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, you're going to need these tools, the specialty tools. They're in the links below. Okay? God bless you. Thanks for watching. Keep on piddling.